TikTok is officially getting banned in the United States. And as of the 19th, it will be gone. So what I wanted to do was take a look back at my time on TikTok, as I feel like I've had a very weird experience on this app. So let's get into it. I started really posting on this app in 2022. From like 2022 to 2023 was when I was finding my footing. I started doing movie content and game content. My whole shtick was a movie you should watch one time, where I'd be like, hey, here's a movie, you should watch it just so it's in your repertoire of movies.
A movie you should watch one time.
There's a lot of basic stuff. It was a lot of just like, yeah, it's a popular thing, you should watch it if you haven't already. It was that mixed in with Pokemon and Nintendo stuff. It was just stuff that I actually did like to talk about. Unfortunately, not a lot of people really cared about what I had to talk about. They were focused on another part of my videos. The main focal point for people was my ears. So for the longest time, that was kind of the main draw of my content, was having big ears and people insulting me for having big ears. No joke, being on this app, I was insulted for like 2 years straight. Like every day there would be a comment of someone telling me that I had big ears. And now I'm fine from it. A lot of people back then were like, are you okay with it? Is it getting to you? Are you offended? Were there days that I was affected by it? Absolutely, 100%. There was days where I would be like, oh my gosh. The problem with the ear comments was not the comments themselves. It was the sheer mass of them. There was days where I would go to bed, and by the time I woke up, my entire inbox on TikTok would be filled with just ear comments. It was just every day. Having a lot of something all at once, when you're still kind of getting used to all of that stuff, that was what was the problem with it. There was times where I did take time off just to be like, I need to step away from this. How am I with it now? It's white noise at this point. Like, if this blows up and it's all just fucking ear comments, I'm sleeping like a baby. Timeline-wise, that was like the end of 2022 into 2023. I would say 2023 was like my best year, but also I would say it's the year that I made the biggest mistake. 2023, I was more confident with my posting. I started to do more outlandish bits. Like, I was going for comedy. I wanted to make people laugh instead of just like, oh, here's something that you should watch. I was doing things to be more of a personality.
Oh, so what movie did you go out to see?
Passion of the Christ.
And that wasn't the problem. If anything, that was like the best parts about it. The problem was in 2023, Tears of the Kingdom came out. And I went up into the city dressed as Link. If I was to say where I like peaked on the app, that was where I peaked, was doing Link in the city for Tears of the Kingdom release. I think that was great. It was the best I've had it for content. It was the most amount of views. I was having the most growth. The problem was, only a month later, I stopped posting for like 3 months straight. The timeline goes, it was Tears of the Kingdom release. I did Kai June, where I talked about Godzilla for the month of June. And then July to September, I posted maybe like 4 times. I stopped posting. And the reason why I did was stupid. It was stupid. What ended up happening is, because of Tears of the Kingdom and me just having just growth overall, I wanted to expand more. I wanted to do long form content, but I didn't really know how to do it properly. So I recorded stuff. I spent a lot of time recording me and my buddies playing Tears of the Kingdom. And then I got so wrapped up in the processing and editing of it that I just didn't do anything. I spent 3 months trying to figure it out, and I got discouraged between like month 2 and 3. I got in my head, I wanted it to be at the level of YouTubers who have 3 million followers. I wanted it to be like the most high tier professional, and I couldn't do it. It got to me. It overwhelmed me. The bigger sin about it is I ended up deleting it. I ended up deleting it in 2024 because I was like, I'll never get back to this. I should have just done it. I feel like I failed on TikTok, and that's specifically why. Because I stopped posting. Because then after that, it all kind of just went downhill. Any of the algorithms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they respond to you putting work into it. So if you post and the post does well and people like it and it gets shared and stuff, it goes higher. You're favored by the algorithm. Me going on a 3-month hiatus, it completely screwed me over in the algorithm, because now I'm starting from level 1. And then every single time I tried to get back into doing content creation, it just wouldn't go. It's very discouraging to make a post and it get like no views. It's more discouraging when you do that for like a week straight and then 2 weeks straight. It gets to the point where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. So that was basically 2023. And then from there to now, it's been kind of just this cycle of like, oh, you know what? I'll start posting again. It's fun. All right, I'm not getting good views. All right, now I'm discouraged from posting. All right, I'm going to stop posting. And then it's a circle. It's a 4-circle beat. And now it's going away. So that's kind of like my summary for my experience on TikTok. I say that I failed on TikTok, but by no means did I feel like it was a failure. I met so many awesome people off of doing it. I have an entire group of people that if I didn't start doing social media like this, I never would have met them. And they're some of the greatest, nicest people you can find. They're a blast to be around, and I'm grateful for knowing them. The reason why I wanted to make this video specifically, though, is because I wanted to give my lesson of failure to other people. I wanted people to take what I learned and apply it to themselves so they didn't have to find out for themselves. If you're a creative person, if you want to make movies, if you want to make music, if you want to just make art in any sense of the way, don't do what I did. Don't stop doing what you love or your creative processes just because you get in your own head. Unfortunately, I'm a perfectionist. You probably are too if you're resonating with this. If you have that voice inside your head that's telling you not to do it because it's not good enough yet, you gotta tell it to shut up sometimes. Now, there's a difference between like, oh, I just like made this, I'm gonna upload it, then, oh, I've been editing this for like 2 months straight and I'm never gonna post it because it's never good enough. That's where you gotta tell your brain to shut off. Taking your time to fix stuff, taking your time to do it, we all do it. But are you procrastinating yourself from actually finishing it? Is you saying, oh, I'm working on it, just your way of putting it off because you feel like you didn't do it right? You gotta stop doing that. The moral of the story is tell your brain to shut up sometimes. Until we see each other again. Have a good day.